Hi everybody, this is Jo and I'm here to bring you another Tools for the Shift video. This time I'm going to be talking about trust and why it's important on our journeys and ways that we can improve it. So I've been consciously developing my trust in all of this weird stuff for the last 8 years. Trust in my intuition, and then trust in this kind of bigger picture that we've got in terms of shifting to 5D. So the shift to 5D is something that we've never experienced before as humans. We're going somewhere that we don't really know. We don't know what it's like. We don't know how to get there necessarily as humans, but we are being asked to trust all the time. For me, I can see the bigger picture really easily. Yes, we're going to 5D. That's where we're going. This is why all this stuff is happening. All the crappy stuff that happens, it's all because we're going to 5D. And I trust that 5D is better than where I've been. And I trust that because I can feel it within me, and it's like a compulsion that I have to just do it. Just have to do it. So that bigger picture can be really comforting, trusting in that, knowing that there's a reason that all of this stuff is happening can be really quite soothing, I suppose, comforting. But at the same time, that can be very overwhelming because I can see the big picture and I can see that everything's changed. Nothing's the same anymore. It's a complete overhaul. There is so much to be done that it is very overwhelming, and it can be quite difficult for me to know where to start. So even though I'm able to trust in the bigger picture, the process is something that I struggle with, and this might well make sense for you. I find that because I get overwhelmed with the bigger picture, it can paralyze me a bit when it comes to kind of my daily life. I mean, really, my daily life is so small and insignificant when I see the bigger picture. It feels like it's hardly worth worrying about, but actually, what's kind of happened since the eclipse portal for me is I've started to flip it on its head a little bit in terms of if I can take care of the small details every day, just a little bit every day, taking those small steps, then I'm creating that bigger picture day by day, and it seems a little bit more doable. And even though it can feel overwhelming still, at least I feel like I'm getting somewhere. Well, being productive, shall we say. So there's like two sides to that trust, is what I'm getting at. There's trust in the bigger picture, and there's trust in the small steps that you need to make as an individual each and every day to create that bigger shift. And then the trust comes in then when we're deciding what it is that we need to do in that moment. We create the future in each moment, in the present moment. And so what we do now really counts for that bigger picture. And as I say, I find that quite overwhelming sometimes because I want to do everything all at once. But how we know what it is that we need to do in each moment is by trusting in our intuition. Now, I know I've already done a video about intuition. I suppose I'm giving you a reason to trust it in a way. because it's really important that we act on those small impulses in the moment, even if they don't make any sense, even if they don't seem to take us in the right direction. Because our intuition is our soul telling us what to do, and our soul knows what to do even if we don't as a human. Now I've been thinking about this quite a lot, as I said, and they give me things quite visually so that I can understand them. So I'm going to give you the visualization that I've had for this, which is I don't know if you've ever done one of these jigsaws with like 1,000 pieces, and they've got these tiny little pieces, and all you can see on these pieces of the jigsaw are colours and lines, and it's like, I can't even tell what that is. And that's what our intuition is like. We get these little sparks of things that we need to do, and so because they don't make any sense, we go, I don't know what that is, we kind of throw it away. I don't know what to do with that, just leave it. Throw it away. But actually you're throwing away part of that whole big picture, that 1,000-piece picture. And so I feel like in some ways that's what I've been doing. So trust on those little intuition nuggets that you get, and trust that you'll start to fit them all together to make a part of the picture, and then you'll make another part of the picture, and you'll make another part, and then before you know it, you've got your whole life mapped out in all these little jigsaw pieces that you've put together yourself. Nobody else can do it for you, just a reminder. You have to do it yourself. So it's really important that you're acting on your intuition moment by moment, fitting all of these little pieces together and trusting that the whole big picture will come together in time. Because we are completely starting from scratch, and so things aren't going to make sense straight away. We're not going to know all of the answers straight away. Now I feel like I need to give you an example for this, so hopefully this will make maybe a little bit more sense. The stuff that I have trouble trusting right now is my business, the stuff that I share with you. I totally believe everything that I'm sharing with people, but what I struggle to trust is that it's working. And so if I've got a video to share, an event to share that I want to get out there, there are steps that I can take to put that out there. But when I'm not trusting those steps fully, I'm kind of putting fear and doubt energy into what I'm doing. So even if I'm thinking, oh God, I know I need to do this, but I just don't see how it's going to work. It's never working. None of this is ever working. And this is the conversation that I have with myself sometimes. And so I'm putting negative energy into what I'm doing, and it's kind of, I'm stalling myself at the same time. So it's about being really conscious of each individual action that we take and trusting our intuition enough to go with it. Because I know for me personally, I have these little ideas about what I should do. Like, so it might be sharing something, making an email or whatever. But sometimes my brain kicks in and goes, well, it doesn't work. What's the point in doing it anyway? Nobody ever looks. Nobody ever responds. And so sometimes that puts me off. Sometimes that affects what I put into it as well. So the energy is a mismatch there too. So it's affecting my overall bigger picture by not fully trusting those small steps that I'm guided to take. I hope that's making sense for you, because whatever it applies to for you, the trust is really important, whether it's about a new job, a qualification, different people that you need to interact with, places that you need to go, things that you need to do. We can kind of scupper ourselves even if we are following our intuition, but if we're doubting it and not able to put the right energy into it, then we're scuppering what we're doing. We might not get the same benefits. So that trust in those small things is massive, and that's what creates that bigger picture. So the overall message really here is to ask you to be very aware of that process that goes on within yourself, because it can happen in the click of a finger, where you get an intuitive idea and it's like a flash of light through your mind, but your mind chases it with all these negative things. Before you know it, you've discounted it. Or the mind, as you're trying to do it, the mind starts to put in, oh, this isn't going to work, you're doing that wrong, how do you think you know what you're doing? And so it's putting doubt into what you're doing, so it's stalling your energy and stalling your progress. So just be very aware of that happening to you. And our first step to healing anything and overcoming anything is to notice and be aware of it, and then we can do something about it. So start by becoming aware of it, and then you can start to do something to overcome it. But please know that your intuition has all of the answers that you will ever need, and it's just going to become more and more important for you to follow it each and every day, in each and every moment, as we get closer and closer to 5D. So I'll send you lots of love. I hope you find that useful. Please make sure that you subscribe so that you get notifications when these videos are added, so you'll never miss one. Until the next time, bye.